Good morning. We ended up with about 6/10 of an inch of rain yesterday, which is not a horrible thing. It'll be fine. It's making it a little soft today, I think. I don't know. We've got really good sunshine. It's a really nice day. I would love to combine some beans today, but I don't know if the ground's going to let us do that, if the beans will dry out enough or not. So we'll go look at them later. First thing we're going to do is the software updates on the 8RX here that we did on the combine last night. Scratch that. I got a business customer. I'm not even going to call him a seed customer. He is, but he's potentially interested in some of the other stuff that I've got that I've been trying to get together with for a couple of weeks, and just texted him to see if he was around since it was raining this morning, or rained yesterday and can't be in the fields. And he said he was for another hour and a half, so we're going to go visit with him first, and then we got to go to Berkey because we're going that direction anyway. Take some soil samples. I'll show you that process when we get there. And then when we come back this afternoon, we'll check and see if we can't get some beans combined. Okay, so that train's not going very fast, but that one was a little dangerous. I was coming up to that stop sign like, oh, I better stop, and you can't see that train coming. I heard it. I mean, I wasn't going to blow this stop sign without looking, but there's no gate here. Okay, well, we made it down to our Berkey farm. Had a real good visit with one of my customers there. He's had some issues with some disease in some soybeans this year on some beans that weren't mined and not in beans that were mined. And so we were trying to talk about seed treatment differences, varietal differences, or whatever. But I think it's more field differences than anything, and suggested that we pull some soil samples from that pattern ag that can do some analytics on there, and he was really interested in that, so I gave him some bags. He's going to pull his own samples, and we're going to try that. And while we're on the topic of pattern ag, I have a field here at Berkey that was wheat this summer that I wanted to get sampled, and so we're going to go pull some cores from that field and take the samples. So I'll show you that process as we go. Our new bridge to get to the field. They're about done with the tile project here. Got a couple of strings to run yet, I think. But for the most part, they're done. Now, we did have about 7/10 of an inch of rain here last night. It may be a little muddy, but this has got a heavy boulder sod where we're going to pull samples. Should be okay. Oh, look at that! The new outlet. She's running. Look at that beautiful, clean, clear water coming out of the tile. That looks great. So that's the new outlet for the east half or west half of the field. There's another one down here on the end for the east half. And we cut off all of the existing tile that were out there and tied them into the new main, and then added a run in between all of the old existing tiles. So we split them and added a main. All of those in, and it's working. It's going to make that field tremendously better. So we'll check this other outlet up here. Yeah, that one's flowing too. Just a trickle. It's not flowing quite as much as the other one, but it looks good. Okay, so we have a field that kind of goes from here across and that way. This is the outline of it, and we have 4 zones, and we've got kind of 2 of them on that end, and then 2 of them that are going to be long and skinny ones here. And Dad and I kind of laid that out based on the history of this field and the way things are soil type wise and stuff. And so we need to pull some samples for our pattern ag, so we're going to put them in here, and the instructions are right here. It says 12 cores pulled evenly through each 10-acre zone, 6-inch depth. Pull cores in row if rows are visible. So we're going to go out here and we're going to kind of just zigzag along in this top yellow zone and pull our sample from there. I wish this location would, come on, dial it in, get to where we are, but it's not super precise. The GPS on an iPad, at least my iPad. 6-inch depth, so I put a piece of tape on there to delineate where 6 inches is, and yeah, we'll pull our course. So we'll start right here, and it says to do it in a row. Something like that, and then we put that dirt into the bag. All right, we made our way across, zigzagging, pulling cores. That's 12. That feels like a full bag. So we're gonna close this up and then put our sticker on there. All right, so we pulled from that zone, so we're gonna hit record sample. There we go. And then use our camera to scan that. So it's got the number now, it knows the QR code, it's got that tied to that zone and that sample. And I think that's it here. I don't know, it's the first time I've done it. Do we need any notes? I don't think so. Okay, so now we're gonna click on the next zone and go do that one. All right, well, I got 3 sample bags done. 3 zones, we got just this one left in this corner here. It would be nice if that would tell me where exactly I was in the field, so I knew a little bit better where the zone boundaries are. Like, I'm pretty sure I should be going that way a little bit farther. Halfway. Yeah, I'm not halfway yet. But for what we're doing, it's not super critical. Like, we're doing a disease pressure analysis that's not going to vary that much. Like, we could probably get away with doing 1 sample for this whole field and be fine. If this was nutrient testing, our zones are way too big or too non-defined, we'll call it. You know, we're nutrient zones and testing for fertility stuff, we want to be a little more exact and specific. So anyway, 12 more cores to pull. We're going to start with one right here. All right, well, we got our 4 samples. So I do have 2 more fields, or 3 more fields maybe, that we are going to pull some samples from back up to Waldron. This was the one that I did down here, wanted to do. It's going to corn next year, and just thought it would be good to have some information and some data off of it. We're just testing this service, seeing if it's something that we find valuable in the future. We'll do more of it if it is. I'm not crazy about having to take a bunch of soil samples. That's never been something I've done or been my job. But if it's good information and provides us something useful, we can do it, or we can find a way to get the samples pulled. So, yeah. I am curious to see what our results are when we get them, and I'll show you that, you know, after we get some results. I'll show you what they show us. We are back to Waldron here. I'm gonna keep working on my software update. Phil just emptied the cart into that truck, and as much as I really like the Agromatics Libra cart system so far, it lost the data on that load, and I'm not very happy about it. He had the iPad on and brought up, but the scale just had dashes. Let me sort of show you. So it's working fine now, but up here all we had was dashes, and all the data in the bottom was still there, and he unloaded it and it did not register, and I don't know why it was all dashes. All I did was double click, close it, and open it back up. It was like that, and it loaded the data, and it all came up and seems to be working now, but it did not record that load, and I'm not happy about it. Now, fortunately, that is all on that truck that he just left with. He's taking it to town, and we're going to get a weight. So I'm going to be able to save that data, and I'm going to be able to enter that into the Agromatics system and manually enter a load so we can fix that one. But that might not always be the case, so we're gonna have to figure that out and see what happened, or just make sure that when you open it up that it's registering right, and that that it looks like it's going to record. The problem is I have operators that don't know that don't know to check that don't know how to fix that, and that was kind of the point of an easy to use system where you don't actually have to do anything and it just works. Now we got our software updated on here, so I don't think there's anything that you're actually going to be able to see difference on here. Like I said, the biggest thing for the tractor was some updates to the machine sync algorithms and how it kind of works and everything, and I don't think there's even any settings that I'm gonna change. So, okay, hopefully everything still works. All right, we are gonna run over and check on a soybean field. So I walked across the road. The ground is too wet to plant wheat. We couldn't do it, it's too muddy. It needs some time to air out and dry, which it's doing great today. We would maybe be able to plant wheat tomorrow. However, it's supposed to rain again tomorrow, so we will see. But because of the sunshine and the breeze that we've got, I think the beans are actually probably dry. So we're gonna go look at a field that is not gonna get planted to wheat, so it doesn't matter if we track it up a little bit. Not that you want to make ruts or anything like that, which is not that wet. We're not gonna do that. But, you know, if we leave an imprint and stuff, it's not gonna create problems for us planting the wheat. And check the beans and see if maybe we could harvest some today. So we got 35 acres just around the corner that would be nice to run them today. Got a chicken litter pile in this field. See, the ground it's moist, right? You can stick a finger right into it. But do the beans crack open? The pods? Oh yeah, they do. How about the cracking on the beans? Not great. They're probably a little bit wet. Now I think we could combine them. But they're not 13%. Do we care? Do I just give them another hour and a half of sun and then come do it? They might be 15. They might be 18. I'm not sure. I'm thinking we need to combine beans. I got another field that we're gonna go check. Stopped at my house real quick for some ice cream as I was going by. Look, my grass is growing. Some of it's growing really good. Some of it's coming. The rain actually was really good for that last night. And the straw kept everything from washing. It looks pretty good. We'll see how it fills in. Good shape. All right, so we're just kind of the opposite direction. Still just around the corner from the farm. It's right over there. Also, big pile of chicken litter in this field too. This field's a little bigger. We got 60 some acres out here. Both of them are tiled well. It shouldn't really matter. Just checking to see how dry the beans are. I mean, the pods do crack open. We can certainly harvest them. They're just a little chewy. Oh, that one cracked. Kind of depends on how you bite it sometimes. I think we're going to combine some beans today, which I would have not believed you if you would have told me that yesterday. Yeah, that one cracked. The higher up the plant, usually the drier they are. You get the bottom ones and they're a little wetter. But they all average out to the middle, right? That's why usually I grab pods from the middle of the plant. Yeah, so Phil should be back pretty soon from hauling that load in. I'll have him help me get moved. We're gonna get the combine out and get everything ready to go. I am pretty sure I've got room over there to drop the head to unhook it and be able to get hooked up to it with the combine. So we're gonna take this over there. Phil has got one more load of beans to haul in, so he's gonna get that loaded up and take it, but he's gonna help me get the cart moved over there first and see if we can't knock 65 acres of beans out today. That'd be great. All right, we're gonna get this hooked up here, but we've got to clean off the top plate of the feeder house there. If you have any beans on there, when you hook up the head and they get pinched between the head and this plate right here, then it won't fit down tight and you won't be able to get it latched. And it's a real pain in the butt. So we come out here and kick those off. And now we should be good to go. Ugh. All right, we finally got the field opened up. We're going here. Some of these beans are real good out here in the middle of the field. The field average is not there. We're right at 60. That's not bad. About 15%, about what I thought. 15 and a half. So we'll take that. They'll keep getting a little drier as we go. Probably be down in the high 13s, low 14s by the end of the day. They're going to go to town. I would much rather haul them 15% beans than 10% beans. And any day we can be running right now, we need to be. So we're going to go. Brock showed up, so I don't think he's staying very long, but he's going to run the cart for me for a few minutes here. All right, well, we got that front field done. They were good beans. 66. That's, I didn't expect that. It's a good deal. Brock ran cart for me the whole time. One of his buddies from the fire department was with him there borrowing some of my tables that I have for breakfast that they are having tomorrow. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought the fire department was where people went to get tables, but no, it's fine. They can use them. So they were getting those and borrowing them, and he wanted to ride for a while, so we did that. And we're just getting ready to jump into the backfield here. 15.3 moisture. It is starting to cloud up, so they may not dry as much more as we want them to, but we're gonna keep running here. Get the next field loaded up and get her opened up and go. Brock's gonna grab me a semi. Phil's on his way back from unloading that last one from the other day, and we should be able to knock this one out. There's like 46 acres back here, I think it is. Someday. Oh, see, now this is a problem. EGR Delta pressure sensor circuit fault. It's come on a couple of times and then it goes right away usually. The light's not flashing, so now that sensor is gone. But something is going to be an issue there. Anyway, someday I'm going to get humbled with crappy bean yields. That day is not today. Holy smokes. Now, we're in the back of this field and the very, very best stuff in the back here. But this whole pass has been really, really good. It turns out I'm not so bad at this whole growing soybeans thing. I guess that's what I'm figuring out. I don't know. There's some leaves in some of this. You see this sort of dark area? We'll see if that drops off where that's white mold, I believe. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. I plant good genetics. I spray lots of fungicide. Our fertility program is good. It rains here. I don't know why the beans are so good, but apparently I'm good at it. For some reason, pushing some dirt over here. It keeps doing it, so we gotta scrape this mud off. Let's see if it'll stop. Check our guards. Knives all look fine. Although dulling, right? Because they're running in the dirt. There's nothing there. I lifted over a pile of stuff right back here and kept pushing. Well, I'm doing pretty good here. We're opening up the last of the end rows in front of the woods. We've got, 22 acres done. Not quite half the field, about. But we got some little raindrops on the windshield, and that keeps beeping at me. It's driving me crazy. I texted the dealer. They're going to send somebody out in the morning. That's an exhaust component. It should be covered under the 5-year exhaust warranty. Right, John Deere? Right. Anyway, I don't know how long we're going to be able to go. I don't know if we're going to get done here or not. I was hoping to, but if it rains, it rains. So they're still really good beans. Oh yeah, there's the radar. It's already raining according to that. I think we're going to have to call it. Rain is picking up. Bummer. That's okay. So we'll get unloaded here. We're 71 average back here on these beans. That is really good. It's really good. I will take that. They're like I said, the back end of this field is the best part. It's going to drop off as we come across here, but if these beans are close to a 70 average, that's really good. I'm super excited about that. And there are lots of places. I mean, anything that's dark green is running in the 80s. So that first pass where I filmed that, they were the best for whatever reason. That edge effect there, which there's beans right next to them, so I don't know why, but there's been some other passes in there and some spots that they're just really good beans. It's awesome. So, since the deer dealer is coming out in the morning to look at this, I'm going to drop the head and run it home, put it in the barn so that it's not sitting out in the rain. Well, bummer, it's raining again. doesn't look like we're going to get a lot here, just enough to shut us down for today. So we'll see what the weather looks like tomorrow. They were calling for more rain tomorrow. Who knows? If we can get a few hours of sun like we did today, we'll keep going. But it is what it is. Not a big deal. At least we got something done today, close to 40 acres. I'll consider that a win for thinking we weren't going to do anything. So I'm going to check in with Phil when he gets back. He's emptying the cart, bringing the other truck back. And what time is it? I think it's 6:30 or so. I'm going to head home. Yep, all good. We were verifying grain cart scales versus some of those loads that he hauled in today. We are very close. I mean, the one load was within 40 pounds. The 3 that we had put in the overhead was within 800 on all 3 of them combined. Scale data is accurate, and when I was comparing the combine, that little field that we did there, that front 12 acres or whatever, was within 300 pounds of the cart on the combine. So I have a high degree of confidence in our yield monitor data, and it's just amazing how good this stuff is. So I am pretty happy with it. But anyway, I don't know what's going on tomorrow other than the deer dealers coming out to work on the combine. We're probably not doing much else, assuming we're not going to get any sunshine tomorrow. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted. If we are working, I will make a video. If it's just watching somebody plugging a laptop on a computer in the combine, you're probably not going to see you guys tomorrow. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you when we see you.